This week's Scrum Master interview question shared by a WhatsApp group member. The question is asked in BNP Paribas, Chennai, India. And the question is, if the product owner is not available during the sprint and the team needs clarification on the requirements, what steps would you take to ensure that the team has the necessary information to complete their work? So there are a couple of things which you can do in this scenario. And if you want to know the answer, please subscribe and we'll appreciate if you hit like button.
Hello all, I am Saheli. So today we have come up with another real-time scenario, that is when our product owner is not available, and as a Scrum Master, how we should handle this situation. So we all know that in a Scrum team, we have only one dedicated PO, and at the same time, it is also very common that or that they are also human being, and it might be a case that they need some leave, or they need to go for some training, so there will be some unavailability from the product owner end for a particular sprint, or maybe more than that. So whatever be the reason, so as a Scrum Master, how we should handle this kind of scenario so that our sprinting should go on. So I have faced this kind of situation couple of times. So what I did at that time is, first of all, whenever I start any sprint, we are starting any sprint, I always try to involve my developers in all the product related discussion. Whenever the product owner is having any collaboration or interaction during the sprint about the product we are building, the requirement, the backlog part, I try that my developers are involved in those kind of discussion. I encourage my developer to attend those discussion. So this has like multiple benefits. It will not only give your developer a confidence that about the product they are building, but also in this kind of scenario where or the crisis, like when maybe planned or unplanned unavailability from the product owner end, the product owner can delegate this responsibility within the developer, and they will also confidently, I have seen that, can take it up, because the developer already having collaboration interaction with the stakeholders, they are involved in all the product related discussions, so they also somewhat in same alignment with the product owner and the stakeholders. So even if it is an unplanned leave, what happens that if the developers are facing any kind of challenges during the execution, they can reach out to the stakeholder. They already know them, they already interacted them previously, so they can easily reach out to them and make it clarified. Now this solution has benefit I have seen in my experience is, like when your product owner is on vacation or on leave for a shorter period of time, maybe 2 days, 3 days, or max to max 1 week. Now, I have faced a situation where my product owner, due to some medical emergency, was on leave for 1 month, that is around for 2 sprints. Now, what I did at this moment is, like, as a Scrum Master, we all know that we are very much aware of what is happening within your team, right? You are also aware that what are the other teams who are closely working with your team. Maybe all those your team and all those dependent teams are working together to deliver an integrated increment, or whatever be the dependency. It may be the technical work related dependency or like backlog dependency. So whenever this kind of work or backlog dependency will be there, for those teams will be in sync, and they are aware of each other team's backlog status a bit. So what I did at this moment is like I tried to understand what is which team is more closely working with my team. I identified that team and I talked to that product owner, and I arranged a discussion between management, my team, and the product owner of that team. And I requested him if he can spend some time with and guide our team in this crisis situation. So since, as I mentioned, that the backlogs dependency was there, so that product owner is somewhat aware of the product which we are, or the backlog item which we are working on. So he agreed to support us. He agreed that 40% of his capacity for the next 1 month, when my till the time my product owner is coming back, he will allocate for our team and he will guide our team. Okay. So another advantage of this solution was, when there is backlog dependency, work related dependency between the teams, you will find out that some stakeholders are common to both the teams. So when stakeholders are common to both the teams, so the new like the product owner who you have appointed for your team on temporary basis, they are already interacting with those stakeholders for their own team. So it will be a added advantage for them to seek help from the stakeholders if required for your team as well, because they are already interacting with those stakeholders for their own team. Right. So that common stakeholder part was also helpful in our cases. Now the third part and the most important part is like, whenever your product owner coming back, you as a scrum master make sure that you arrange a discussion between your team and the product owner and update him all the things which has happened when he was not available. What are the stories has completed, what are the decision your team has taken on behalf of your product owner. Because we need to understand that responsibilities can be delegated between your team developers or the other team product owner, but accountability will still with be your team assigned product owner. So once your team product owner, assigned official product owner, is back, make sure that everything has been communicated to him properly. So this is how like I generally try to handle the situation based on the period of time unavailability of my product owner, and it worked for me. So we have Deepika as well, my friend. So I would like to hear from Deepika. Have you faced a similar situation in your organization? How you handle it?
Yes, Saheli, definitely. This is a quite common situation, though it is a kind of uncertainty. Yes, as a Scrum Master, we might have gone through all these situations. Yeah, you are wonderful thoughts, because you have covered most of the things. Yeah, I would share my opinion here. So just to start, before I start, I would like to reiterate what was posted for this week. So it is, the question goes like this: if PO is not available for during the sprint, and if team member is not informed, like he is not aware of that requirement, or he requires more clarity on the requirements, as a Scrum Master, how do you ensure that team member gets the necessary input so that he will be able to complete the task on time before the sprint closure? So, yeah, so to cover with, I will take 3 scenarios. So when PO is not available for short term, can I, for example, if it can be planned or unplanned leave, I mean, any emergencies planned kind of ad hoc leave. So if it is for 1 or 2 days, then as a Scrum Master, I have directed the team members to the senior folks in the team, like SME, it can be, or architect, to get more clarity. Though we have completed our backlog refinement, sprint planning, and all the discussions might have been done during the planning and refinement, but there are a couple of challenging situations where team members encounter during the mid of the sprint after they start their work. So at that point of the time, if PO is not available, people, I would redirect to seek the team members' help. And if the issue is still there and if they are not getting the inputs within the time, then as Scrum Master, I ensure that is tracked in Jira by raising a Jira ticket so that we capture our findings or what is the investigation and how that we will try to do the impact analysis, whether it is minor or major impact with that issue. Because if we are not able to complete that particular task by the developer, then it will be a kind of we will not be able to meet our sprint goal. So we might like it will be carried forwarded as a spillover to the next sprint, or it might it will impact in other ways if we are trying to do any code deployment. So to avoid all these situations, I would like to work with the senior members in the team, and I have directed them. And during the 1 or 2 days in the short term unavailability of PO. And second scenario is, I can't tell it is a long term, but if it is for a 1 week or 2 week, which includes the sprint duration, entire sprint duration, I would request a PO to give a proxy like PO, so that that person should be able to make any key decisions that are happening when we are having discussions with the stakeholder, and he should be able to manage the backlog. So that is the main priority. So what and all PO, our current PO was to managing, whether it can be backlog prioritization or ranking the user stories and all these things. So stakeholder communication. So whatever PO will be doing, so that can be like trained to that the new proxy PO, so that he is able to handle all those things in his absence, and our operations or the delivery is not disturbed because of this absence. And that is main priority. And once, as you said, once that PO like is back, we have to ensure that as a Scrum Master, we have a sync up call with the proxy PO and the new the existing PO, so that we have no gaps, there is no sudden surprise. All these are like a kind of a trust that we enable within the team, and because the impact should not be major to the delivery. To take care of all these things, I ensure there is a proxy PO when there is absence for 1 or 2 weeks. And if PO is unavailable for long time, for a couple of months, maybe due to medical emergencies, as you said, or it may be other reasons, if PO is not taking up a new role in a different project or anything like that. So I bring this information or the details in to the management attention, and so that it should not create a kind of risk, so that if PO is not available, then it is a kind of risk, right? So I will ensure that the required info, like action is taken by the management to refill this PO's place, and ensure that the delivery is like smooth transition, and we don't encounter any situations, enter into a bad things. So this is what I have. Basically, we should have mutual agreement before making any decisions with PO or the team.
Right. So awesome, Deepika. Like you have pretty well covered all the scenarios. So those who are watching these videos, I hope it will be helpful for you. And if you are also facing the same situation in your organization and you have any other solution in your mind which maybe worked for you, so please let us know in the comment section. We would like to hear from you as well. Thank you.